Hey everyone, we're Brian and Emily, and this is our adventure pup Wes. For years, we wondered what it would be like to step away from our conventional lives and travel full-time in a van. In July 2024, we took that leap and started living our dream. Come along as we continue to explore as much as we can on our adventure out there.
On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all the life. There were plants and birds and rocks and...
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
Even though it's only December 30th, by the time you see this video, it will be 2025. And we are so excited to share with you what we have planned for the new year.
Yeah, we'll share more about that later in this video, so make sure you stick around. This morning, we are waking up from the beautiful and very unique Trona Pinnacles. We got in late last night. It was dark when we got in, and we couldn't see where we were until the sun rose this morning, and we had a beautiful sunrise and saw all of these very, very, very cool rock formations. We planned on getting in a lot earlier than we did yesterday, but had a Apple Maps fail.
Yeah, we were on a pretty cool trip through the Mojave Desert. We thought we were going to overland all the way here, and we came up to a gate, closed gate, restricted area. So we're going back. Active military operations going on at Fort Irwin. The map was like, no, you go through here, and we're like, no, we can't go through here. So it was quite a it was a bit of a bummer, but it was still cool going through Mojave.
Yeah, and we did plan on staying here actually for another full day, but Fort Irwin is just close enough where you can still hear the active military training going on. And there's a bunch of booms this morning, and our buddy Wes doesn't like fireworks or gunshots in his later age. So I think we're gonna move on. As cool as this place is, we're gonna go check out Death Valley and show you around some of our favorite places in Death Valley. We absolutely love it there. And because it is a national park, fireworks and shooting is prohibited, and since tomorrow's New Year's Eve, we feel like we'll be pretty safe without any loud shots or noises for Wes, so that he can have a peaceful evening.
Right now we're going to go into the town of Ridgecrest, get some of this moon dust off the van. We've got some maintenance to do, so yeah, come along and let's see what we get into.
I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain.
Wes likes coffee shops more than we do. I wonder why. This bee got a dirty booty. Recreation.gov. It's been a while since we've been to Death Valley, and apparently all of our favorite past dispersed camp spots are now permit only. So I guess that's a good thing, probably being overused. So we have to go to recreation.gov to get a spot. I just talked to this guy. He said it looked like there were a lot of open spots. So we just have to go find cell service so we can try to get one. Wish us luck.
So we just went into the visitor center, got a good old trusty paper map because there's no cell service out here, and talked to a ranger. And all the roadside corridors where we used to camp here in Death Valley now require a permit to do so, and all of the permits are booked up for this week. It's kind of surprising because it's a Monday, but it's really busy. It's really busy here in Death Valley.
We thought it'd be a good time to come out. Apparently, so did the whole rest of the world.
Yes, they did. And the whole world, we mean by that. There's a lot of people visiting from other countries, it seems like, which is great. I mean, they should see our national parks too. But now I think we've got a plan B. There are a few campgrounds still in Death Valley that are first come, first serve, and are primitive. So the good news is we should probably be able to get one of those. The bad news is that like all of them are probably at least a good, I don't know, 2-hour drive. So it is 2 o'clock and we don't want to be pulling into camp when it's dark. We did that last night and it was no fun. So we're going to go to one of the closest ones that we found, which is also at 8,000 feet in elevation, over 8,000 feet. And there could be snow up there. Guess we'll see when we get there.
All right, we're not getting skunked. We just found a campsite with a lot of available spots, but it's at around 7,100 feet and it's already 35 degrees. So it's gonna get pretty cold. There's still some snow and ice up here. We did see a campground a few miles earlier, about 4,000 feet. It also had plenty of camping, and I think we're just gonna call that home for the night. And we can have a campfire, so we will be doing Dutch oven.
In between the two campgrounds that Brian mentioned, there are these awesome charcoal kilns. There's 10 of them, and they were built in 1877, and they would fire pinyon pine that's in the area, there's a lot of them, to produce charcoal for some nearby mines, and said that it took them 6 to 7 days just to fire the pines and turn into charcoal, and then like another 5 days to cure after that or cool down. So let's explore these. We found home for the night at Wildrose Campground. There's a few other people here, but not a lot. And I think we have the best campsite.
It's about 15 degrees warmer than it was 3,000 feet above this, so I think we made a really good choice. Plus, this is just a really cool spot. I was not expecting this at all.
Y'all know that we love some good Dutch oven cooking, and tonight we are making Stanley Tucci's favorite soup, pasta fagioli. So I'm gonna start by getting some stuff out of the fridge. The fridge is packed since we went to Trader Joe's. Ground turkey, celery, some carrots, kale. All right, veggies are prepped. Let's go make some soup. Woo! I gotta stop crying from the onions first.
So this isn't the traditional pasta for this soup, but it's all we got, and I think it's going to be really delicious. Emily said 2 handfuls. I'm going to do like
2 handfuls.
3.
No, 2.
I have little hands. I can't do mega hands. Okay, a little more?
No.
Pasta fagioli. It is bright, hearty. There are beans in here. There's lemon. We didn't use beef, we used turkey. It is so... It's Italian. It is so good. The temperatures dropped tonight. This is, to me, like, there's nothing better than a cold weather soup or stew. For this recipe or in many others, go to our Patreon, check them out. I'm just gonna enjoy this though. This might be one of my top 3 favorite Dutch oven meals. I am definitely going back for seconds. This was so good, babe. Thank you. It's I can't describe it, so you have to go make it. But I think we're gonna call it a night. We will see you guys tomorrow. Good morning from Wildrose Campground. We found this yesterday, and you know, after getting skunked and not really knowing what we were gonna do yesterday as far as camping went, we drove out here. It's first come, first serve. It has water, it has a vault, toilet, fire brings. Best part, it's free. And look at that. We definitely got the coolest spot in the campground last night. It's really quiet. I think it's gonna be a good spot to spend New Year's night because you're definitely not gonna hear fireworks or other things that are gonna scare Wes tonight. So we're gonna call this home for another night. We're gonna do a little lay of the land as far as this campground goes. Right here it says tent camping only, but there are parking stalls. So I think what they mean is probably no like RVs or fifth wheels because it'd be hard to get those around. So that's this area, potable water here with the screw on bib, which is good for us because that's what we need to get potable water. We got our spot up top and then there's one right below it. It's more, I definitely say high clearance, probably 4x4 to get to those two. And then down below, it's more like pull-through camping. I think it's 25-foot max. So that's how they have it broken up here. And it's crazy. I guess it's not crazy. It's a really busy week with New Year. But there is no one here right now. There is one person that left a tent, so they're obviously coming back. But everyone else is cleared out. It's nice and quiet. And we're still looking for wildlife. We're just across the street from camp. About 7 miles up the road are the charcoal kilns, and then 9 miles up the road are Mahogany Flats Campground, which we were gonna stay at last night. I'm really glad we didn't because temps dropped really quick. I mean, I'm sure up there it was in the 20s. We were definitely in the 30 range, 30s. So I think we picked a good spot for milder temps. There's some structures around here that we're kind of checking out, and they were built during the Great Depression to put people to work. We're assuming for mining. So they were getting people from the East Coast to come out here and work. And eventually those people, I guess, got really homesick. And this ended up being more of a people who lived in California camp. But this is how they started rebuilding America after the Great Depression. And like I said, I think it was mining mostly. I can't think of what else would be out here that would employ that many people. But there's a mess hall with like old barracks. The picture's a little different here than what you see now, but I don't know, some pretty cool history. Death Valley has a lot of it. So in all of our past time here in Death Valley, we've never actually been lucky enough to see burro. You can tell, look behind me, there's a lot of burro out here. We did see a group of them yesterday, which was pretty cool, and then 2 on this road on the way up. So we're keeping our eye out for more of them today. There's also mountain lion out here and deer. We're on the lookout for wildlife too. All right, we're gonna do a little van maintenance today. We're gonna replumb our onboard air. We don't have onboard air right now. We blew an airline, and I think it's caused because of the heat that the compressor produces, and then having just a bare airline run across it is blowing the lines. So I've got this braided airline that is like a heat sink. This won't blow, and I'm gonna replumb the whole thing so we can get back out there in the desert. We can air down when we need to and then safely air back up. Let's get this thing installed. So what I'm actually having to do is pull out the old line that the installers used because it actually didn't work with the fittings they somehow crammed this in here. So when I went to splice it together, it wasn't gonna work. I got the correct line. I'm gonna eliminate this. I don't know what they did in the back where the air chuck is. I might run into the same issue where they crammed a line into a fitting it shouldn't have gone in. So I've got all the correct hose now, the correct fittings. Pulling the old stuff out, putting new stuff in, and hopefully it works right the first time. All right, got the new airline plumbed in, new fittings, secured everything, zip tied everything, made sure there's no rub points, pinch points, no heat's touching the airline. I'm gonna flip the switch, and if everything's good, the compressor will fill up the airline and turn off. If I hear air, then I have a leak and I gotta find it. Fingers crossed. Mission successful. In hindsight, I probably would have done that in our cousin's driveway while we had a chance, but nothing like some dirty field repair to build some character. I think we're good to like go out in the middle of the desert somewhere and enjoy some off-roading and airing down and back up safely. I'm excited for what's to come. I have to give a huge shout out to Brooks Brown and Mesa Hose. He took the time to make sure I had the right hose, the right fittings, everything was gonna work out. Thank you, Brooks. Check them out if you're in need of any kind of hose work. Dirty moss jobs. What a very cool experience this was. A family of Burros just walked through camp. They were checking us out. They got 2 little ones with them. They weren't too bothered by us. Just really neat experience. Temps are dropping here in the canyon. We're gonna get a nice fire going and then talk about what we have going on in 2025.
So last week when we were in Alabama Hills, we did a little campfire story about our engagement on the top of Mount Whitney that we did a little play on words and we called it Only Vans instead of Only Fans. But hear from you guys that you want to do more of this kind of fireside chat. So that's what we're going to do tonight. And oh, by the way, do you love this new poncho? I'm kind of digging it. We had our family's Christmas Eve. Every year my family picks a different country to represent and kind of do the food after and really honor the culture of that country. And this year was Peru. So we got these ponchos and I can't say that I hate it. I think this might be the best camp blanket I've ever had.
It's also going to work for what we have coming up.
Yes, it will. A little clue on where we're headed. But let's get this fire ripping and then maybe do some savory s'mores.
Sounds good.
Yeah, while we're talking, having a little chat.
2024 was a really exciting year for us. We quit our jobs, started full-time van life. We went up to Alaska for the summer, which was amazing. We spent some time in the Pacific Northwest, and then we met up with family and friends during the holidays. Now we're kind of back at it. We're actually killing some time. We've got some van mods that we're having done in a couple of weeks. So we're kind of overlanding back out in the desert, and we are so excited to share with you guys what we have going on in 2025.
Let's get some savory s'mores going while we talk about that. We got cheddar, because Brian doesn't like creamy cheese. Brie, goat cheese. I don't know how that's gonna work. It might not stick on. Some hot honey, salami, and crackers.
Yeah. Campfire s'mores.
I hope this works. I love melty goat cheese. Oh, it's just gonna fall apart. It's not working.
My cheese might work. Don't touch my cheese.
I'm not touching it.
You can try one of mine's.
I don't want to.
Yours isn't gonna work.
Here, you do yours first.
Okay.
Okay. That looks pretty
Oh,
good.
look at this side. Well, it should do the good side.
Oh, that looks good. All right, so 2025. Last week, we did a poll on YouTube asking you guys what state you wanted us to go to most. And that's a hint. The poncho's a hint. We're headed to the Southwest. And we have been to Utah and Arizona before, but we really haven't explored much of the Southwest in Colorado or New Mexico. And surprisingly, those are the two places that you guys want us to go most. So Colorado came in at 31%, New Mexico 28%, Utah 23%, and Arizona 17%. So after we get those van mods done that Brian was talking about, we will be heading south. And first stop, I don't know, where do you think the first stop?
Maybe the north rim of the Grand Canyon?
Yeah.
Page, probably southern Utah, I'm thinking. Northern Arizona.
Is that good? Okay, I'm trying the brie now. Oh, the brie's gonna work. This is gonna be really good. So our goal is really to stay in a drier climate. We've got Wes, and he's a little bit older. He's gonna be 13 this year. We really don't want to put him through a whole bunch of snow and cold living in the van. We don't want to be in a whole bunch of cold and snow living in the van, and there's so much to explore in the American Southwest. So we're really excited for that. If you guys have any specific places where you think that we should go in the American Southwest, please leave a comment below. We absolutely love hearing from you guys, and we get really great ideas from you. We read and respond to every single comment. That's something that we're, absolutely passionate about, engaging with our viewers. So let us know, and we'll do our best to see what we can do to get there.
We also know, we're fully aware that it gets really cold in the desert, but it's drier climate. We could get snow, we could get wind, but I think for us, right now it's the drier climate and warmer days.
Yeah, and then after that, because of Wes again, we're probably looking at heading north again for the summer, just so that we can stay out of the heat. We don't have AC, and we really loved our adventures up north last year, and we're gonna keep this going as long as we can.
There have been some hiccups along the way, but so far I think we both really love it. We're embracing it.
Yes, absolutely. Like just the fact that this is a part of just daily life for us.
How is that working out, by the way?
Oh my gosh, this brie. Okay, the goat cheese may have been a fail, which I should have known better. But the brie, hot honey.
We're all about that hot honey trend. We're on the hot honey bandwagon.
This looks like it's gonna be
It makes me want pizza.
Pretty.
Pepperoni pizza.
Amazing. Look at that brie squish. Oh. Yes. Are you sure you don't like brie?
Positive.
So good.
Smoked cheddar for me.
That was a tasty little appetizer. So good. We're definitely doing this again. And I think it's probably time to start thinking about dinner.
Before we reel in the new year, it was a nice pre-dinner snack.
Yeah. Maybe we'll play some games tonight or watch a movie. I don't think either of us are going to make it to midnight. We don't usually. It's not really our MO. But
we're old.
Whatever you guys are doing for New Year's, I hope you have an awesome time. And stick around because we're going to make some dinner and see what tomorrow morning brings 2025.
New Year's Eve, dirty kitchen style. No dishes to clean up except the ones we used to make all this. Ooh. That steak is perfect. Absolutely the best broccoli I've ever had in my life. Who needs bread?
Oh, another buddy. Yeah, good buddy.
Where are we going today, babe?
You tell me, where are we going?
I think deep into the desert. Hopefully we find a warm tub to soak in for the next couple days.
We could use a shower.
Or that. So we just topped off on fuel. We were about to head about 60 some miles into a pretty remote area of Death Valley. Since our onboard air is now working, we're gonna air the tires down for some comfort. This is a pretty bad road. Hopefully we find some warm springs to soak in and a nice campground for the next couple of nights.
Made it to a place we've always wanted to come, Saline Valley Warm Springs. And we're excited to go jump in that hot spring in a little bit. It is clothing optional, so not sure how much we'll be able to show you guys.
Not sure how much you'd want to see.
It's true. But getting out here was rough.
Yeah, it was. That was 60 miles of rugged washboard. Like, you pretty much just have to floor it and try to breathe.
It still took us 4 hours. 4 hours to get out here. We came in from the south side. There is also a north pass you can come over. I think we're going to try and go out that way tomorrow because I really don't want to do that washboard again.
Yeah, once is enough.
Yeah, but I'm glad we finally made it to a place we haven't seen before. So it looks like it's setting up to maybe be a really pretty sunset tonight. I think we're gonna get changed into our suits and see what this hot spring's about.
And let's just keep hoping for no wind because this is pretty rare for this area.
Yeah.
So it's pretty beautiful. Perfect temperature right now. It is gonna get cold though in about, I give it 10 to 15 minutes and that sun goes down.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll have a nice fire waiting for us when we get back.
Oh, look at the koi. Or the goldfish.
Wow.
This one empty?
Yeah. Can you turn it on?
Is there room for us both to sit in there?
Yeah.
So,
How does this work?
I don't know. This is a shower. I think you're supposed to shower before you get in.
Okay.
But how does this work? Okay, this one doesn't look like it's been used today. It's dry, so water's not on. On to the next.
Unfortunately, there are only 2 tubs in operation right now, and they are full, super full. So I think we're gonna go back a little later. We'll wait to see if it clears out a little. And they're working on another tub right now that could be open soon, so we'll get in one of them. Alarm is set for 6:15 in the morning. Let's hope we can get up early and go get ourselves a hot tub. Good night.
Good morning. It is 6:40, I think. I got up and it's really cold, But hopefully we can jump in a spring and get warmed up here. And the sunrise. I love a good desert sunrise. Success. Get our own little tub.
So there are some other people in the pool next to us, but I can't believe we got this small tub to ourselves. It is perfect this morning. And we're getting like the most beautiful sunrise.
So when we got into Death Valley, we went to the visitor center because we realized quickly that we would not be able to camp where we're used to camping because of the new permitting system that went into place. Last we were here was 2 years ago, so it must have been really recent. But we did talk to a ranger, and they gave us this little map that has been so helpful in planning our trip. I just kind of want to show you guys where we've been and kind of the lay of the land. So, on this map here, this shows all of the backcountry camping and road options. And so when we started, we were originally going to go to Hole in the Wall to camp for the evening, which is right here. We couldn't get there. We couldn't do Echo Canyon because we saw the signs that permits were required for backcountry camping. So we went to the Furnace Creek Visitor Center where the ranger gave us this map, and he marked in P's all of the different places that now require a permit. Since he physically wrote on the map places that require a permit, it makes me think that this happened pretty recently because they don't have an updated map that actually shows that. So for plan B, we went from the Furnace Creek Visitor Center to a campground, Wildrose here, that doesn't require a permit, and it's first come, first serve. It's also free, which is great. And then here's the charcoal kilns that we went and visited as well. I stayed there for 2 nights and then came out and went to Panamint Springs here to fuel up. There are long stretches in Death Valley that don't have gas stations, so make sure that you're fueling up as much as you can. And then from Panamint, from there, we went to Saline Valley Road here, and we did South Pass, which took us all the way past the Saline Valley Dunes to Warm Springs, where we are right now. And then today we're going to hop back on Saline Valley Road. We're going to head north because this part of the road was awful. So washboardy. We don't mind a rough road, but this was like taking a real toll on the van and the cabinets. It was just bouncing all over. So we're going to head north, and we're going to take this North Pass section out to Big Pine Road, and then from there we'll head into Bishop. So make sure if you are coming to Death Valley, know the current rules and regulations. They are changing. And pick up one of these backcountry wilderness maps if you can. This thing has been so helpful. And although you can download maps on your phone, because there's no reception out here, don't count on any reception, having this paper map with all of the information, and it tells you like the road conditions and how the roads are, is really helpful. So definitely worth a stop at the visitor center. So even though it was a really rough road to get in here, it was worth it. Soaking at those springs this morning was just amazing. So we're gonna get packed up, get on the road, and we'll show you the rest of Saline Valley. Fat Rock Road. There are some quirky things in the desert, and I totally love it.
All right, so taking the road north to Big Pine out of the Warm Springs. has been much better so far. We're going a lot slower today too. We're just gonna take our time. But the washboards aren't nearly as bad, and there aren't as many like super rocky sections. I think we're just gonna keep the slow pace. We're really in no hurry today. Yesterday I wouldn't say we were in a hurry, but we wanted to get to camp. We didn't know what to expect as far as campgrounds and dispersed camping and what would be available. And we just kind of tore through it like Baja. So today is nice and easy. We're not gonna shake anything loose. Wes is happy. Just gonna take a minute.
We just made it over North Pass. That road was 1,000 times better than the other way.
Yes, it was.
If you're gonna come to Saline Valley, highly suggest North Pass if you can do it. It's definitely doable. The road's pretty good shape, but they do get lots of snow and ice up here. And when we tried to visit Saline Valley and Warm Springs last January, we had to turn around because there was just too much snow on this road.
It was impassable. But I think this will be our route next time we want to go down to the Warm Springs for sure.
Am I hearing jets?
It's a jet.
So the jets do fly over here, and then they fly through Rainbow Canyon or Father Crowley Point, which is just south of here. It's actually almost close to where the Saline Valley Road starts in the south. And if you can catch them flying through the canyon, they call it Star Wars Canyon too. It's really cool.
Yeah, we saw some, they weren't fighter jets, but maybe training jets flying through there on our way out to Saline Valley.
Which was yesterday,
yeah.
New Year's Day, and the military's probably not flying on New Year's Day, so.
Someone's flying.
Someone was flying. Somebody was having a lot of fun. But, you know, this trip, I do have to say, nothing went as planned. All the places that we wanted to show you, we actually didn't get to because we had to kind of go to more remote areas where we could camp because the places that we like to disperse camp before now require a permit, and there's limited permits every day. But I still had an awesome time.
This place is so big. There's so much to explore. We've been here 5 times now, and we still haven't seen all of the major like attractions that are like right in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
So it never disappoints.
It doesn't. And I'll put together a playlist for you guys, and I'll link it up here with our other trips out here to Death Valley. A few of those were in our 4-wheel pop-up and Tacoma, and we did one pass that was super hairy. It's
wouldn't do it in the van.
Nope.
But there's a few things we would not do in the van.
It's a fun one to watch. I like watching that back. So
let's continue down the road and then air up at some point and figure out the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Hopefully the road stays decent like this. This is definitely the better way in.
Absolutely.
We are back on pavement. Time to air back up. If you are planning on coming out to Death Valley and it's your first time, first thing I would say is prepare for a lot of driving. It's a huge park. There's a lot to do. Some of the stuff is around the fee center or pay station are relatively close, but you're going to be driving a lot, and there aren't a lot of fuel options. So always keep an eye on your fuel and know how far you're planning on driving the whole time in the park. Especially if you plan on driving some of the back roads, backcountry, because there's a lot of stuff to see out there too. Again, you're going to be doing a lot of driving, so always plan on fuel consumption. Also, bring extra food and water. A lot of people get stranded out in Death Valley, and sometimes it doesn't end too well. So food, water, clothing. We also recommend bringing some kind of GPS device like a Spot or a Garmin. And also just let someone know where you plan on going. So if you do end up breaking down, at least someone has an idea of when you plan on being back and where you might be. I would also recommend whatever vehicle you're in is in good working order, and you at the very least have a good spare tire. We also recommend getting some paper maps and downloading some maps before you head out. It's a super fun park, lots to do, lots to see. just plan ahead and you should have a good time. All right, let's make quick work out of airing these tires back up so they're at a safe PSI to be back on the highway so we can make our way back to Bishop. We've got a lead on what sounds like a really good place to try to eat. Well, plans have changed again. We were leaving Death Valley, heading to Bishop to get a room and work on some videos and clean up a bit. When we got into cell service, we discovered there were no rooms available in Bishop. So we took that as a sign, came back to Death Valley, and we're hoping that you guys join us next week as we show you some of our favorite spots and hopefully some new ones. We'll see you on the next adventure out there. Bye!
I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can remember